Isn't it cool they're talking about this Dunn kid who's been lighting it up the last couple of weeks? I'm finally getting the credit I deserve.
I don't know how to tell you this, but among other reasons, you have one too many N's and E's in your last name to be the Temple basketball player who's averaging 15 points a game.
I don't think you're right. There's only one Dunn, and it's gotta be me. Right? Court's in session.
Hello and welcome back to Courts in Session. I'm Sage Hurley and he's Ray Dunne, that's D-U-N-N-E, and we have a whole week of basketball to catch you up on. From conference wins to special guests, you'll want to stay tuned for this one.
We'll tell you how COVID-19 had its way with another game on the schedule. But first, it's a big week for the women. First up, let's go back to last Saturday where the Houston Cougars came to McGonigal Hall back and forth early on. Then guard Imani Mayo got a preemptive high five from the Houston defender and knocked down the triple plus the foul. That play extended the Temple lead and the good times kept rolling. Mia Davis to the bucket. She led the way with 22 points as the Owls soared to a 62-54 win in their first game at McGonigal Hall since December 11th. Back on the road Wednesday night, the Owls traveled to face a struggling ECU Pirates squad. Pick it up late in the first, Jaisha Clinton with a triple, one of only 4 for the Owls in the game. It didn't matter. Death, taxes, Davis. The 3 inevitables in life. Mia Davis with the and one to push the Temple lead. She finished with 15. Corenda Perea with a late 3. She played one of her best games of the season with 7 points and 2 blocks. Temple wins this one 56-41 and improves to 3-0 in conference play.
We've been trying to go hard in practice, getting up and down. I know it's not the same as a game, but for us, it was probably good because guys get to, rest, their bodies or their ailments, get to take it easy in that sense. But I also feel like it made them a little hungrier right now where we are and how we're approaching practices. We always talk about this, how you practice is how you play. And that's exactly why I feel like we won these last 2 games, because we've been really focused at practice and getting our work done and understanding what it is that we're trying to get accomplished.
Mia Davis is indisputably one of the best athletes I've watched at Temple. And after the Owls win against ECU, she is just 98 points away from becoming the highest scoring women's basketball player in Temple history. So let's do some math. The women have at least 12 games left, and she has a scoring average of 18 points per game. So she will break the record. It's just a matter of when. 98 divided by 18 equals 5 and some change. 5 games from now is the start of the Owls' 3-game home stretch in early February. Clear your calendars, because if my calculations are correct, we just may witness history late in the Owls game against Wichita State on the 2nd, or early against ECU on the 6th. But as for the now, let's check out how the 2 latest conference wins have shaken up conference standings since our last show. UCF is still on top after defeating Temple's upcoming opponent, USF, on Saturday. The Bulls' loss bounced them from 2nd to 4th in the conference, so now SMU and Temple sit sandwiched in the middle of the Florida acronyms. The Owls and the Mustangs remain undefeated in the conference play with 3 wins each. Cincinnati sits at dead last, tied with ECU, but I don't see that changing anytime soon. They're playing UCF on Saturday.
On Tuesday morning, it was announced that the men's Wednesday matchup against Wichita State would be postponed due to COVID-19 issues within the Shockers program. Wichita State's Sunday matchup with SMU was also postponed. For the Owls, this is their 3rd postponement of the season. We are still waiting to see when or if the Villanova and Drexel games will be rescheduled. Now looking at the standings from the men's side, the Owls remain unchanged, firmly in the mix at 3-2. Are you riding the green wave yet? Tulane is at 4-2 and in 3rd after being picked to finish 10th in the conference. And how about UCF? The Knights stormed ECU in the second half, erasing a 20-point deficit and handing the Pirates their first home loss of the season. Oh yeah, those Cougars? Still good. Houston moved up to 10th in the latest national poll and remained the class of the conference. When Caleb Battle went down earlier this season, he was one of the best scorers in the entire country. Averaging over 21 points per game on 54% shooting, it was going to take a lot to replace him. Damien Dunn has stepped up, averaging 7 more points per game, and he's already made nearly 4 times more three-pointers than he did all of last season. That expanded range has forced defenders to step all the way out to him on the three-point line, opening some more space on the offensive end. That has helped bio the offense in times of need. He hasn't been the only one. We talked about Nick Jourdain's pair of career games on last week's show, and the forward has also been tremendous on the defensive end, giving Temple a true rim protector.
And now for some more men's talk, and we have a star witness being called to the stand. Just 1 week before she makes her solo anchor debut on Al Sports Update's Al Access Pass, we welcome Lindsay Moppert.
Yes, I can't wait until next week, but I'm also so glad to be here today.
Today we have one question that we will all touch on, and we will start with Lindsay. If you had to pick the most underrated player in the men's team's success this season, who would it be?
Guys, I'm going to have to go with Jeremiah Williams. He's averaging 9.2 points per game. And if you look at some of the other freshmen, we have Jourdain, 6.6, Hicks, 6.1, White, 6.1. All of these guys, that's about a 3-point difference. And on top of all of that, he's the first true freshman guard to start the season opener since Alani Moore. Sage.
Lindsay, you took the words right out of my mouth. But I want to take a little dive past the stat sheet and talk about what Jeremiah Williams is doing on the court. He's leading the team. He's a glue guy. And do you remember when Aaron McKee, he missed 2 games due to COVID? It was Jeremiah Williams leading the team to those wins. What about you, Ray? What do you think?
I think Jeremiah Williams is a great pick. I would have gone Nick Jourdain had this been about 2 weeks ago, but the 2 career games have really gotten Nick Jourdain in the spotlight. My choice is Jaleel White. In the last 5 games, White has recorded both a steal and a three-pointer in each game, showing what he can do for you on each end of the floor while being in the starting lineup. Another thing he's really done well for this team is controlling the ball. He did have a little bit of a turnover problem in the team's last game, but he can bring the ball up, he can play down low, he can step outside, he can go down low with the big fellas. He has been so underrated to their success so far this season. That's all the time we have today for this segment. Thank you so much, Lindsay, for joining us.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
We're at the final buzzer of this show. To keep up with Temple basketball and all things Temple sports, be sure to follow us on all social platforms at Al Sports Update.
As always, we'll see you next Friday. Thank you for tuning in. For Ray Dunne, I'm Sage Hurley, and this court is adjourned.